Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. And following up on last video about the new and upcoming contents for us in Global here in Brave Frontier, there will be two newly Omni units that will come to Global. And now let's take a look at the unit that will come for us in Global here very soon. For now, let's take a look at the fire unit Shura. So okay, this guy will be a fire unit, so his rarity will be Omni, and if I have to say something about his design, this guy kinda looks normal to me, but he kinda looks badass at the same time. So okay, he's holding a trident and a huge glaive, and he also have his sword on his back. Well, this guy kind of reminds me of Shushui at the same time, and I have not checked into his lore yet, but maybe, is this guy Shushui before he went into demon form? And he kind of also reminds me of Griff as well. Well, in terms of design, it's not bad, but, well, he looks normal, but it works in a way, so I kind of like it so far. Yeah, he looks really good. He's cool. He's really cool. Okay, enough about the design. Now let's go in depth into his everything else. So normal hits, leader skill, BB, SBB, UBB, and also enhancements. First of all, normal hits. He has a 9 hits with 5 PC per hit. Not bad, not bad. That's quite a lot. And now leader skill. So alright, the first one here is max HP boost by 50%. Okay, that's nice. And also a boost to attack, defense, recovery when HP is over 50%. The boosts on those are also at 50%. So it's actually a 50% boost to all parameters, but there is one condition that you have to do, which is the HP over 50%, which is pretty easy to do. So this one's really good. Boost spark damage by 120. Wow, nice. This one's nice. And BB fill on spark. This spark will fill the BB by 2 to 3 PC per spark. So okay, this one's really nice. I kinda think that this one's actually much better than the new global exclusive unit, which is Adriesta. So yep, I think this one is much better than that. And it doesn't really need 15 sparks to get activated, so the spark boost here will activate straight away and not wait for 15 sparks. And it's also a higher rate than Adriesta's, which is at 100% spark boost only. This one is at 120, and it also has the same BB fill on spark. So okay, this one is much better than that one. So let's take a look at the next one. Extra skill. So he himself will also have a 50% spark boost. Okay, that's nice. And 50% attack when BB gauge is over 50%. Okay, not bad. So with this extra skill, he will have a lot of damage from himself. So I kind of like this one. I really do like this one. The next one now, let's move along into his Brave Burst now. So this Brave Burst only has a little amount of hits. It's only 6 hits AoE fire damage, and it will also boost BC efficacy for 3 turns, spark damage for 3 turns, and critical spark for 3 turns. This is kinda nice. This is very nice actually. So the BC efficacy will be at 50%, which is good. Really good. And the spark damage here will be 100%. Critical spark is the same as always. It has a 20% chance on critting, and with 50% spark damage more on that. So this one's really good. Just don't like the low amount of hits, but even though he only has 6 hits, the BC drop from his BB will be at 12 BC. So it's okay. It's really good. It's really okay since the drop will be double. BB modifier is at 370%, which is standard for all the BBs on Omni units. And the BC cost is at 27, which is a little bit high, but I don't really mind on this one. Since if he sparks really well, I don't really have to pay attention to the BC cost here, since if it sparks, it will be filled without you knowing it. So Brave Burst is really good. It has all the tools you need for BB fill and damage at the same time. So it's all about spark now. Now let's take a look at his Super Brave Burst. Okay, this is a big upgrade from his Brave Burst actually. So this one is a 21 hits fire damage AoE. Okay, 21 from 6. But the BC drop here will only be 21, so it's 1 for 1, but it's not bad at all since the amount of hits is 21, so it's a lot. He also has a spark damage buff for 3 turns here on his Super Brave Burst. The amount of spark is the same as his Brave Burst, which is at 100%. He will also have a critical spark buff for 3 turns here on his Super Brave Burst, which is at the same rate, which is 20% chance and 50% spark damage. So it's actually the same with more hits, but on his SBB he will also boost his own attack, own critical hit chance and own spark damage for 3 turns. So I kinda like this since you don't have to really alternate between the BB and SBB. Even if you only use his SBB, you will still have all the benefits that he can offer, all his buffs. And more, he will boost his own attack damage from the SBB. So yes, this is really good. The boost to his own attack is 100%, which is huge and stackable with other normal attack buff. Own critical hit chance is at 60%, which is the maximum for every crit buffer. Own spark is at 50%, which is pretty nice, I guess. BB modifier is at 580% standard, but still good. BC cost is pretty high, it's at 30 BC. So far, BB, SBB, they are really good. And I think I might just put Adriesta on the warehouse after this. If it's like this already. This one's really good. So I'm still gonna use my series for the BB's fill on spark for the BB and SBB buff after this. And before we say anything else, let's take a look at his UBB now. So the UBB here has a bit more hits than the SBB. It's at 23 hits fire AoE. BC drop is still 1 for 1, so it's 23 BC. Boost critical damage and boost spark damage for 3 turns. This critical damage here is at 300%. Spark damage is the same, it's at 300% as well, which is really good. And he will also boost spark crit chance for 3 turns. This spark crit chance is at 100% spark with a 50% chance on proccing. So this one's really high and it's really good. And the last part here is quite funny since he will also boost his own spark damage for 3 turns. The spark damage boost is at 70%. BB modifier is at 1500%, which is standard for all UBBs, and BC cost is at 30 BC. So okay, so far so good. I like his leader skill, I really like his extra skill, I love his BB and SBB and UBB at the same time. It boosts a lot of damage to your squad and to himself. So this is really good. And let's leave out the thoughts for last. Before we go into that, let's check out his enhancements. Okay, it looks pretty straightforward and it's kind of easy to build, but I'm going to include the build when he comes out on global and after I'm done with him. So here it is. This is his enhancements. He has that 20% max HP boost for 10 SP. It's really good. And at 20 SP, he will also have a 50% boost to his own attack. Wow. Wow, I love this. And the next 3 here is actually, I think they will be a chain. So you will have to take one before you go into the next one. So 50% spark damage, 70% spark damage, and the last one is at 100% spark damage. I really want to take 3 of them, but let's see later if that is possible. He will also have this, I think this one is for himself. So he'll have a boost to critical damage by 40% and then chain into a 70% critical hit damage boost. This one's pretty good, especially if you want the crit to happen, and where crit really matters much on the thing that you want to conquer. But for me, I think the critical hit damage does not really help much on newer content, so I will go with the Spark one. The two special ones at the end here is at 40 skill points, which will enhance the spark damage on his BB, SBB, and UBB by 30%, which will make them into a 130% spark boost on the BB and SBB, and the UBB one will be at 330%. This is really good, and I think this one is a must take from this guy. And the last one here is at 20 SP, which will add a spark damage vulnerability effect to his BB and SBB for one turn. And the applying chance is only at 25%, which is the standard ones, and the spark damage that you will do more on the enemy is at 25%. This is pretty good, but I think I'm not gonna take this one since I can use other units for this, like Avant. So yeah, Avant and Adriesta and this guy, they all will go well, really well. Okay, we'll leave the build when this guy actually comes to global, and for now I would like to say what I think about this guy. This guy is really good. I love this guy. This guy is so good. He actually has everything that I like in this game. So spark, BC efficacy, and critical sparks as well, and they are all at a high rate, so it's all good. And especially what I like about him is the enhancements. So he has that spark boost on himself, max HP and attack boost at 50%. That is really huge. And you can make this guy into a really good spark buffer by taking the 40 skill points one, which will boost that spark damage by 30%, which is really good. And by taking a look at his enhancements alone, I will need at least 2 of this guy. So yes, I want 2 of this guy. So I guess it's time to put my Adriesta on the substitute bench for now after I got this guy. So I can't really believe that that girl only lives for a little while. But still, you can use her if you don't have this guy. However, it's much different. Or maybe I can even use both of them at the same time because their buffs are not crashing. So it's all good. So I'll take back what I said. Both of them can go well together since they are at the same element and they will cross spark really well, I hope. So yeah, actually I think Adriesta came for this guy actually. And yeah, I believe they will go along really well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward on summoning this guy, and I really want at least 2 of him in the end, but at least 1 when I summon. So I guess that's all for today, and like this video if you like it, just as I like this unit, and you can also share this with your friends. And if you're new to my channel, this is a really good time to subscribe. Just press that fun button over there and join the fun train. For now, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Shura, Milko out.